Good morning. Yesterday I was especially blessed at our church. The pastor was talking about Romans chapter 8. He's been in the book of Romans for quite some time, and he came to the place where it talks about how God has plans for us from the very beginning. Now, we can't wrap our heads around that, but it's here. We know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. For whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son. He's got plans for us, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he predestined, these he also called. Whom he called, these he also justified, just as if we hadn't sinned. And whom he justified, these he also glorified. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own Son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall bring a charge against God's elect? It is God who justifies. Who is he who condemns? It is Christ who died. He died in our stead. He took the punishment. And furthermore, he's also risen, who is even at the right hand of God, who also makes intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of God, the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. That's the kind of thing that just makes you want to pass it on. God loves his people. He has plans. He has plans. When you accept him by faith, you will never be called into account for your sin to determine your eternal destiny. You are his. He forgives because of what Jesus did. Now, when you are consumed by that love, you want to please this God. You want to get in step with his plans and love him right back. Jesus said, you didn't choose me, I chose you. I love you. And we love him because he first loved us. Well, that is good news. Pass It On is an old song I knew when I was a teenager. Some of you may remember it. Camp meetings, sitting around the campfires at night and singing these songs of faith. Pass it on. It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up in its glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you spread his love to everyone you want to pass it on. I wish for you, my friend, this happiness that I found. You can depend on him. It matters not where you're bound. I'll shout it from the mountaintop. I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me. I want to pass it on. pass it on.